located on earth. It is where the spirits of the earth lives. Aroku refers to the unifying presence of Osa on Oke Nyanugbode. Whence flows the powerful miracle. Aroku means performing theater of Oku. Oku is one among Iye, namely divine, primordial, or transcendental ancestors who existed before the advent. Before the advent of human being on earth. Oku is the incubator of all living things. All earthly ancestors of humankind and all earthly men incubated therein. Therefore, they populated the earth. Oku, therefore, is the mother of all humanity. Every Oku with the divine mission was wait. I'm not in a hurry. By the way of baptism, a stream of misery called by the way of baptism, a stream called Asein Angel is an aspect of Oku. The true nature of Anugu the true nature of Anubode, whether or not located on the spot or several spots on earth or in the supernatural world, is a mystery, part of which is revealed to the few. Divine revelation of mystery of Anubode, the true meaning and significance. The divine dwellers keeps record of everyone's destiny. The mystery of the destiny of the world flows from Okeanugode. It is the spiritual word of divine initiation. Anubode, therefore, is not the same as the word of witchcraft or transcendence. The divine dwellers keep record of everyone's destiny. The mystery of the destiny of the world flows from Okeanugode. It is the spiritual word that flows, the spiritual words of divinity. Anugode therefore means son. ever with our soul. Okeanugbode. And those cover of Transcendence Meditation. Okeanugbode of Middle Passage. Some of the spirits and souls of the living that dwell on Mount Anugbode cross over at death and their physical bodies. They go by boat over river Emimikpo at the foot of the mount to dwell in nest or adjacent universe. That may include the land of the dead, sung during funeral rites. Image. Always there's a prayer to treat the land of the dead. I beg. Please. Example. Edere okine anugbode. Obiosa gi dere okine anugbode. Gerewe nugedegbe okeanugbode. Okeanugbode is transcendental words of initiation for souls. Words of initiation for souls. Okeanugbode is an initiation mount, both in the physical and spiritual sense. Ehi, or the guardian spirit of destiny, who keep saying and keep reading. But Okeanugbode is transcendental word of initiation. Okeanugbode is an initiation mount, both in the physical and the spiritual sense. Eyi, or the guardian spirit of destiny, are linked at conception. In spite of this link, it is not always the case. It is not always the case that information as such. Thank you, Jesus. It is not always the case that information as such would flow automatically between consciousness in the physical body or after birth. An appropriate relationship must be re-established between consciousness and The process of establishing the relationship is the initiation process. Furthermore, it is the amount where the initiation of souls or human spirit go to through a process of initiation from the lower into higher transcendence level, while still linked to the physical world. Finally, it is where the soul go through the final initiation that prepares them for life in the world of their next existence, after 7 links at death of their physical body. Anugbode, in the metaphysical or transcendental sense, is a state of consciousness and hence existence in a separate, non-material universe or The universe is not of this world, though accessible spiritually from this world. These are part of its mystery. Assessing Anugbode, not the physical mount. Routinely, during life is analogous to leaving the world of the living for Henry to return with messages from the dwellers. Part of the attributes of an Ogborio, for example, is that he is a medium and diviner who travels to and from Eiri. This is expressed in common parlance as Teoboro ye Emire Oborio. In a sense, is a paradigm for all divination or one. For all human beings who have the national potential for divination or Maya. This is the normal routine in which the humans are supposed to do their divination without physical stress. It has the thing. Question wanna be if they will answer you. So those 18 to show you. A word that it was before. The Ogborio. The Ogborio, or any adept metaphysician, as a medium, is not the same as being a priest or being a peasant. Or being a person. But being a priest of voodoo religion, where the priest is called a Hogman. Organ or a medium is a personification of a zombie or corpse without a spirit. The initiation of the organ include being literally buried in a grave for days, in a state of suspended animation or death. He then rises as zombie or corpse without a spirit. Obioro, by contrast, is never devoid of his own soul or spirit. Spirit being that include Oboro go through the lives, experiences, while being guided by the invisible ancestors who dwell on the mount. Ekaladera is Zodua. Example of initiates on Okeneagbodo. Okeneanugbode Prince Ekaladera, who became Izodua, attained the spiritual pinnacle of an avatar. He created Wotan by decree of calling the town into existence at the foot of Okeneanugbode, says Oheoku. He certainly derived his power from the mount. This explains his awesome mystical power, as evidenced by his ability to decree or call town into existence. He attained B-War avatar because they always used to be call him as his own work on it's over. Or when he came out of the bush of Israel one night and decided to fly, one person was visitor in different place of me. Wotan is literally located, and we will not agree. That has always been my context of him. But then, who are we? We are no king of men. On that note, Okeanugbode travels through into Okeanugbode into Okun, from where he brought some blessings. He too got some of his powers through initiation on Okeanugbode. There is a spot on the foot of the mystical mount, here where he left some evidence as he returned to the land. Legend has it that he was being pursued by the spirit of Oku, where he was returning to land. He left seven urban U-boats that he dropped on the path to prevent the spirit from reaching the land where he dwelled. A kola-nut tree grows there. It however has remained stunted, unable to develop to the stage of bearing fruit for over 600 years. This confirms that Mount Anugode, in physical sense, is a transit point to and from the world of the dead, such as Ihe, and the world of the living, such as Noah. Then, Ihe includes the spirit of Okun. They are contacted individually or at community for purposes of communication and fortification of persons divine or spiritual head, as did Ekaladera Izodua and Ewae. Emphasis on Oba Ewae. So you know on anointing of the head of the animal in the festival. When he points 10 to his attributions of his success to his head, the head benefits from the transcendental initiation of the soul or a. My voice to in praises, Mount Anugode was almost receiving forgiveness necessary for salvation. We learned in Oliarosa that one suffers for one sin while still on earth. We learned also from the elders that one gets from here the wages of the one sin and the final place on earth. So these sins are usually just messages. And is she correct? These messages you're talking about are life rules of life on earth. Otaere here only. This points to the messages that there is no need for them to be coming. There's no need for them to be coming. There's no need for them to be coming. Suffering is a consequence of one or so having fallen on Nuanubode. The theologians who wrote the burial songs hope to assist the souls of those who sin while in life not to fall on mount. My humble opinion is that one ought not to live a simple life if one has sinned. One ought not to beg for forgiveness if one has sinned. If one had sinned. If one has sinned, Osanobua and the aggrieved person before death, rather than hoping to be saved through funeral songs, rites, and rituals, the of the persons that the sinner is for was dropped. I have fallen already before the death of the physical body. For the head, that is true, only Barcelona. On the head, you cannot give me Barcelona. It gives strong defense or support. It is the place where there are powers and communications link to a such head maintains bond and powers from spirits and ancestors in Anugbode. Sin severs such links, causing the soul to falter, stumble, and fall. The souls of those peace. The souls of those surely stumble and fall on or off mountain and go there. They would otherwise be at the bottom of the valley, reserved for the fallen and the free spirit. Let those who have sinned confess to him and go there and ask for forgiveness from their victims as well. Some asked, for example, because they're losing it, because they initiated sins, for example, because they initiated or instigated spiritual issue and threat, which will not work for me, because it is written, lo, I am with you always, even to the end of time. So I move. So that the victim said, will make their problem with sacrifice, making sacrifice to appease them. Such sacrifice is maybe, oh, it's really, or someone will be telling me, I know amount of money I have is enough to pay the person. Okay, it has stopped working, and the people have intensified sacrificing blood in working days and specifying no matter of blood you have. If anybody has cut off with you, he has cut off with you. So it is appropriate for victims to know that this era, it is an era of the strong, not the weak. If you face an adversary and if you are faint, then you are not strong. Many have sinned by striving at living with impunities. The death of victims brought in by them, the anger the Lord brings is over me as was on their presence and on the soil. And the eye of the sinner must be around. So enough of the others public history. The era of human sacrifice is long gone. Hence, the ultimate victim will not be sacrificed in public exhibition. I talk about it and will serve for it. Many have sinned by striving off with living and immunity. The death of a victim. The death of a victim. The death of a victim shall the death of a victim shall be brought forth to me. Avenge the blood of another victim will not get appease them. Rather, it seems more money and more blood can only increase the burden of the cause from the spirit of the victim. Prayer of Okene Anugbode Osanelboa is the founder and sustainer of wealth and prosperity in the world. Osa created the wealth and prosperity on earth for me. Okumade is gets on you. It will get to me. Osano, it will get to me. Osanoba, your prayers, your hand of favor, I need it. Osanoba, Osanelbieme, I reject any burden of course on other races or that due to my birth or ancestry. I am born into this world new. I pray me from visa correctly and paper once. Free us from bonds of the enemy and equal. In the name of Jesus. Anugbode. Above all, let me not flatter, stumble, and fall. Page 24. The arts and crafts of Benin. The arts of Benin Kingdom are for the most part made up of wounding, coral, bead, cast, bronze, and brass work. They were originally produced as one. They were originally produced as one. They were originally produced as one. The type of Benin. They were originally produced for the Oba of Benin. Produced for the Oba of Benin to suit the range and significance of his seasonal ceremonies, art, works, however, appreciated today both in their understanding and consideration as Benin historical device and the primary appreciation of the products worldwide as fine works of art. Benin, art place of the Oba. Leopard hunting became an occupation for a special guide in Benin. For a special guide in the service of the Oba, who is regarded by his people as Ekmenowa, the home leopard, astrologers, diviners, and craftsmen, who produce brass, ivory, and wood sculptures, embroidered textiles, and leathers to make fun for the Oba. Began to develop guide of their own. These skills artisans live in close proximity and married within their guide. Some of them specialize in particular crafts and produce items for their own human lives. They develop their individual's design, which they hand over. Some of these artisans who specialize in singing and storytelling, like the Ohoro, were faithful loyalists of the ruler. They were therefore Muslim house within the premises of the places, of the palaces that were recorded in Benin as of that day. Iboke, as it is popularly known, Iwoto, as is popularly known, they developed their individual design. Some of these artists who specialize in singing and storytelling, like the Wuo, were faithful loyalists of the ruler. They were mostly housed within the premises of the palaces, where they recorded the kingdom's significant historical events and urban involvement with such events in artwork. Thus, they defied their ancestors and moved with arts. They defied their ancestors with arts Oba during their reign. The artwork and bronze head of each reign were kept in separate rooms for the Beninese. The artwork and bronze were kept in separate rooms for the Beninese who say, Oba yo bua, Oba iguoba dia, Dowan gua oye. No Oba lives with another Oba. They live in separate apartments. They live in separate apartments. So, with another Oba, it is not certain how the artworks were introduced into the Benin culture. The component of the Oba regalia, which bear no references to the Ogiso era, seem to leave the Oba era as the possible era. A study of the history of the Obas of Benin does not specify that Oba Okwola, who constructed the Benin moat, originated from brass. Originated from brass casting into Benin culture. Into the Benin culture, Oba Ogwola 1280 AD, who constructed the Benin moat, originated brass cutting into Benin culture, and Oba Ewaye the First 1440 AD introduced coral bead and redstone. To wood carvers who lived at Igbesama. At the end of it all, the royal palace of Benin City, the royal palace of Benin is still the supervisory center for all arts guide. The weaving and sewing of the royal regalia at the Webu Society with coral bead are actually still the handwork of the Webu Palace Society. The Ibieruga and the Emada were taught the ivory and the wood carving processes until the reign of Oba Akinzwa II, to ensure that when they eventually leave the palace services, there is immediate available work to do. Our at the time of those of them, they were able to gain entry into the universities of their place, into the university at the end of their services in the palace. At the end of their services in the palace. Readathon. Alima's vote. Alima's vote, a modern parable about the impact of vote buying in Nigeria, written by Onyeye Och, illustrated by Adeniyi Odeleye. ISBN 978-152-327788. This book is dedicated to women fighting for justice across Africa. May God protect and strengthen them in their struggles. May they continue to inspire many more to stand up for the rights of their communities and fight against corruption. Chapter 1. Alima was a hard-working woman. She tried not to upset people in her village. She was married to a loud, confident man named Ahmed. They had 5 children. Which kept Alima very busy. Her children did not go to school because they had no school in their village. So, they had no school in the village. Alima village had no clean water or power. Her family had to use candles to see at night. Every morning, Alima woke up, got ready, then she will Alima woke up, got early to go to the farm. In the evening, she brought back food to her family. She's also kept some food to sell in the markets. Alima's husband, Ahmed, had 2 best friends. They should laugh and talk about different things. Alima would serve them food and local palm wine. She would sit at the corner of the floor and listen quietly to them as they chatted. She would not join them in their discussion. One evening, Shehu and Ugo came to visit Ahmed. They were talking about the elections. Shehu said, "The elections will soon be here. What are we going to ask our governor to do for us?" Ahmed replied, "Let's ask him to give each person in the village 2,000 naira. In the last election, he gave the villagers 1,000 naira. Halima listened quietly to the chat. She did not say a word. Chapter 2. Every election year, Ahmed, Shehu and Ugo would go to each house in the village. They would ask the villagers to vote for the person they supported. They told the villagers that those who voted for the governor were paid some money. Ahmed and his friends were respected and sometimes feared in the village. They were called the three wise men by the villagers. The villagers always listened to Ahmed and his friends. The state governor only visited the village during the election year. He would come to take the villages to ask the people to support him. He would come to the village to ask the people to support him. The governor promised them nice things during the election. He would say, "If you vote for me, I'll build a school and clinic in the village." This is called a campaign. The governor would go to each person in the village and say, "I will give you money if you choose me as your leader." This is called vote buying. The villagers are always happy to collect the money and lovely gifts. The women would dance around. The youth and children would dance and sang song of praises. They joined their parents in praising the governor, saying, "May you live long and rule us forever. We love you." Every election day, the three wise men wake up early in the morning to force the villagers to vote. Sometimes they were naughty to the villagers. They would knock on the door and shout loudly, "Go vote for the governor now, or we will break your door. Open." This is called voters' intimidation. Some villagers were too scared and had to go and vote for the governor. Ahmed and his friend were paid 10,000 naira each for getting people to vote for the governor. Sadly, after the election, the governor stopped visiting their village. He never kept any promises. No school, no clinic were built, no power supplied, and no clean water. They were left all alone. Halima was worried. She asked her husband, "Ahmed, where is our governor? We have not seen him. And since the election, I hope he is not angry with us." Ahmed told her to stay out of politics. It was not for women. A few months to the next election, something bad happened in the village. Many people feared he. There was a cholera outbreak. Halima and her family were lucky. They did not fall ill, but her neighbors were not so lucky. They fell very sick. Halima helped look at her sick neighbors in the village. There were no clinic or doctors. Halima had to travel for 3 hours to take two of her sick neighbors to see a doctor. Sadly, when the finally reached the clinic, one of them died. Halima did not have enough medicine to buy medicine for sick people. The doctor said, "Your friends are ill because they drank the dirty water in your village. You will need to stop drinking the dirty water." Halima said, "We have no other source of water. The stream is the only way we get it. What do we do?" Halima was sad and disturbed. She started getting angry. The governor had promised the village clean water for many years, yet he had not kept his promise. She said to herself, "This cannot continue. I have been voting for the governor, yet we still do not have clean water in the village. We cannot see at night because we have no power. We do not have a clinic to go to when she is ill. Now my neighbors and friends are here." She kept all these thoughts to herself. She did not tell her husband, Ahmed. Halima silently blamed Ahmed and his friends for making the village vote for the governor. She felt very bad that some villagers had died because of the dirty water. Halima decided that things needed to change. She decided to demand for the better service of the village. As election day was drawing near, the governor visited the village to beg for their votes and to give 2,000 naira each to the villagers. All the villagers came to the square to listen to the governor. As usual, he made nice promises to the villagers. The governor gave 2,000 to all the villagers in the square. When he got to Halima's turn, she shook her head. "Not this time, Your Excellency. I don't want your money." The governor and the villagers were surprised because Halima was quiet and never spoke in public. Her husband Ahmed was shocked. Halima said to the people, "Why should we vote for the governor? He has not done anything for us in this village. We have no clinic, we have no water, we have no schools, and he has not given us anything he promised." The governor said, "I will surely do that once you vote for me." Halima shook her head. "Never will that happen again in this village. My vote is my power. It is not for sale. I have seen my friends die because they drank bad water from the stream, could not get to the clinic on time." Halima said, "No service, no vote." Ahmed tried to stop Halima from talking, but she shouted, "No service, no vote." The villagers listened to Halima's speech. They started to say Halima points. That the governor only visited them during the election. He gave them nice gifts and money to get their vote. He never asked them what they really wanted. He never kept his promises. And building of schools, clinic or borehole for clean water, he never did any projects in the village. They started to understand that services were more important than gifts and money for votes. The villagers followed Halima's action and they started to return the money to the governor. The governor shouted angrily at them, saying, "How can you return my money? Why are you listening to this woman?" Ahmed, Shehu, and Ugo were helpless. They also began to understand Halima's points. Halima started singing a song. "We no one year rice, we no one year money, waiting we want, and water we clean, waiting we want, na clinic and school." The villagers joined Halima in song. Even Ahmed, Shehu, and Ugo joined the villagers and Halima in singing. The governor was shocked at the reaction of the villagers. He began to understand that things were different now. He walked away in shame. From that day onwards, election in the village changed. Halima became a champion against vote buying. She led the village in talk with people that wanted the village to choose between them as leaders. She became the village spokesperson instead of the three wise men. Halima made sure that politicians asked the people about their need in the village and kept their promises. The animal said to the village, "We have been foolish for many years and have allowed politicians to use us. We are wiser. We are wiser. We are a wiser village now. Our votes are our power. They are not for sale. We want good services." Keywords: election. The way they make good people. The way to make good people. The way to make the most popular person leader and make decision for the person. Governor, a leader of a state. They are chosen by people during the election campaign. When you tell people why they should choose you and promise that you do what when they become their leader. Vote buying, vote imitation. When you bully people to vote for you, vote. How you should show you want as a leader. You people when you choose you as a leader. God, you are too. They don't want to do any of the exercises. There is voters intimidation here. Anymore, as a hard-working woman. The Air Around You by Glencoe Science. Nature of science. Interdisciplinary connection activities. Mini lab. Storm sciences. Hurricane are among nature's best. Hurricane are among nature's most destructive forces. These storms, which have lasting wind speed of at least 120 km per hour, can flatten trees, destroy houses, and kill people. Satellite images of hurricane helps scientists estimate when, where, and how much force a storm will strike. However, research sometimes needs detailed information about the internal structure of a hurricane and that satellites can provide to collect some information. Daring scientists fly airplane where no other travelers dare directly into the strongest wind of a hurricane. To measure the fury of a hurricane, researchers must punch through the eye wall, a swinging wall of cloud with high wind surrounding the eye. Sometimes the clouds are so thick in the eye wall that the crew can't see the airplane wind. The roof was ripped off this home in Hawaii by the powerful wind of a hurricane. So, scientists use aircraft fitted into the high-tech measuring device to fly into hurricane and collect data, gathering information, doing research. Who flies into hurricane are blinded by rain. Powerful wind can send the aircraft plummeting to earth. Despite these dangers, scientists continue to make measurements that require flying into hurricanes. The NOAA maintains special planes fitted with wind probes and other devices to collect data from hurricane. These planes fly at maximum and minimum elevation of 6,000 meters and 450 meters. The low altitude of 6,000 meters. The low altitude flying is particularly dangerous because there is no little room for recovery if a plane loses control while flying, which are small devices that parachute down through a storm, taking measurements such as temperature. These data are used in computer models that predict how intense a hurricane is and where it might reach land. The models in turn are used to issue watch warning and reach land and forecast to minimize destruction of property and losses of life. Drone songs released from aircraft collect informations as they fall through a hurricane. Hurricane George wreaked havoc in Key West, Florida in 1998. The study of weather, interpreting data, atmosphere. Why is it difficult to breathe at high elevation? Why are some mountain peaks permanently covered with snow? Why is the atmosphere different from what we have? You will also learn how energy is transferred in the atmosphere. In addition, you will examine the water cycle and wind system. What do you think? Look at the picture below with a classmate. Discuss what this might be. Here is a hint. It pops in the air. Write your answer or best guess in your science journal. The air around you is made up of billions. It's made up of billions molecules. Air pressure is the result of the billions of collision of molecules into the object, because you usually do not feel molecules in the air hitting you. Do the activities below to see the effect of air pressure. Observe air pressure. Observe. Write a paragraph in your science journal describing what happened to the cardboard when you inverted the glass and removed your hand. How does air pressure explain what? How does air pressure explain what happened? Earth's atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere. Importance of the atmosphere. Earth shown in recovering is a thin layer of extremely cold earth atmosphere. I'll be taking a short break. Thank you very much. Pressure. Imagine you are a football player running with the ball. 6 players tackles you and pile one on top the other. Who feels the weight more? You or the player on top? Like molecules, anywhere else, atmospheric gas has mass. Atmospheric gases extend hundreds of kilometers above Earth's surface. As Earth's gravity pulls the gases towards the surface, the weight of these gases presses down on the air below. As a result, the molecule nearer Earth's surface are closer together. This dense air exerts more force than the dense air near the top of the atmosphere. Force exerted on an area is known as pressure. Like the pie of football players, air pressure is greater than Earth's surface and decreases higher in the atmosphere. As shown in figure 7, people find it difficult to breathe in high mountains because fewer molecules of the air exist there. Jets that fly in the stratosphere must maintain pressurized cabin so that people can breathe. Air pressure decreases as you go higher in Earth's atmosphere. Atmospheric gases extend hundreds of kilometers above Earth, but the molecules that make up these gases are fewer and fewer in numbers. As you go higher, this means that air pressure decreases with altitude. Identifying the problem, the graph on the right shows those changes in air pressure. Note that altitude on the graph goes up only to 50 kilometers. The troposphere and the stratosphere are represented on the graph, but other layers of the atmosphere are not. By examining the graph, can you understand the relationship between altitude and pressure? Solving the problem. Estimate the air pressure at an altitude of 5 kilometers. Does air pressure change more quickly at higher altitude or at lower altitude? Temperature in atmospheric layers. The sun is the source of most of the energy on Earth. Therefore, it reaches Earth's surface. Energy from the sun must pass through the atmosphere because some layers contain gases that easily absorb the sun energy, while other layers do not. The various layers have different temperatures, illustrated by the red line in figure 8. My molecules that makes up air in the troposphere are warmed mostly by the heat from the Earth's surface. The sun warms Earth's surface which then warms the air above it. When you climb the mountain, the air at the top is usually cooler. It's cooler than the air at the bottom. Every kilometer you climb, the air temperature decreases about 6.5 degrees Celsius. Molecule of ozone in the stratosphere absorbs some of the sun energy. Energy absorbed by the ozone molecule raises the temperature because more ozone molecules are in the upper portion of the stratosphere. The temperature in this layer rises with the increasing altitude. Like the troposphere, the temperature in the mesosphere decreases with the altitude. The thermosphere and the exosphere are the first layers to receive the sun ray. Few molecules are in these layers, but each molecule has a great deal of energy. Temperature here are high. The division of the atmosphere into layers is based mainly on the differences in temperature. Thus, the temperature increases or decreases with altitude in the mesosphere. The ozone layer. The water cycle. Radiation. Energy transfer in the atmosphere. Energy from the sun. The sun provides most of the energy on Earth. This energy drives wind and ocean currents and allows plants to grow and produce food, providing nutrition for many animals. When Earth receives energy from the sun, three different things can happen to that energy, as shown in figure 11. Some energy is reflected back into space by cloud, atmospheric particles, and Earth's surface. Some is absorbed by the atmosphere. The rest is absorbed by land and water on Earth's surface. Heat is energy that flows from an object with a higher temperature to the object with a lower temperature. Energy from the sun. Energy from the sun. It reaches Earth's surface and Earth's objects. It reaches Earth's surface and hits objects such as roads, rocks, and water. Heat. Then it is transferred through the atmosphere in three ways. The heat. Radiation, conduction, and convection as shown. 6% reflected by the atmosphere, 25% reflected from the crowd, 4% reflected from Earth's surface, 15% absorbed by the atmosphere, 50% directly or indirectly absorbed by the Earth's surface. Radiation. Sitting on the beach, you feel the sun warmth on your face. How can you feel the sun heat even though you aren't in direct contact with it? Energy from the sun reaches Earth in form of radiation energy. Radiation is energy that is transferred from the body, transferred in form of ray. Earth radiation, some of the energy it's absorbed from the sun back towards the space. Conduction. If you walk barefoot on a beach, it will make your feet will yield up because of conduction. Conduction is the transfer of energy that occurs when molecules bumps into one another. Molecules are always in motion, but when objects are cool or hot, radiation from the sun heated the beach sand. But direct contact with the sand warm your feet. As air moves over warm water, land, or water, molecules in air are heated by direct contact. Convection. After the atmosphere is warmed by radiation or conduction, the heat is transferred by a third party. Called convection. Convection is a transfer of heat by the flow of material. Convection circulates heat throughout the atmosphere. How does this happen? When air is warm, the molecule in it move apart and the air becomes less dense. Air pressure decreases because fewer molecules move closer together. The air becomes more dense and air pressure increases. Cooler, denser air sinks while warmer, less dense air rises, forming a convection current. As figure 12 shows, radiation, conduction, and convection together distribute the sun heat throughout Earth's atmosphere. The water cycle. Hydrosphere is a term that describes all the water on Earth's surface. The atmosphere and hydrosphere are in the water cycle. If you wash or puddle in the sun, you'll notice that over time, the puddle gets smaller and smaller. Energy from the sun causes the water in the puddle to change from a liquid to gas. Energy from the sun causes the water in the puddle to change from a liquid to gas. Process is called evaporation. Water that evaporates from lakes, stream, and ocean enters Earth's atmosphere. If the vapor in the atmosphere cools enough, it changes back into liquid. The process of water vapor changing to a liquid is called condensation. Cloud form when condensation occurs. This process of water vapor works on water. As the drop grow, they fall to earth at precipitation. They fall to earth, which complete the cycle by returning water to hydrosphere. Earth's utmost unique radiation from the sun can be reflected into space. Once it is absorbed, heat can be transferred by radiation, conduction, or convection. Earth's atmosphere, as shown in either figure 14, help control how much of the sun radiation is absorbed or lost. On the other hand, gases in the Venus dance, because life on Earth exists because the atmosphere holds just the right amount of energy. Air movements, forming wind, uneven heating of Earth's surface by the sun causes some areas to be warmer than others. This causes the air to be increased. Heated air, area of Earth, receive different amounts of radiation from the sun because Earth is curved, while the cold, denser air comes from the pole. From the pole, which receives less radiation from the sun, but making air at the poles. Making air at the poles the resulting dense high pressure air sinks and moves along Earth's surface. However, dense air resolve everything and explains everything. As you read, you will learn what you will learn. Explain why the Earth's surface is different. Describe the Coriolis effect. Because of Earth curves, the sun strikes the equator more directly than areas towards the North Pole or South Pole. The Earth's surface, however dense, is the air-seeking surface, forming wind. The Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect. What would happen if you throw a ball to someone sitting directly across from you on a moving merry-go-round? Well, the rotation of Earth causes movement of the air to be less dense and water not to be with the air. Like the merry-go-round, this is called the Coriolis. It is called the Coriolis effect. It is illustrated in Figure 16. The flow of air is the amount of Coriolis effects one can take. The Coriolis radiation creates distinct pattern on Earth's surface. They also try when and where ships and planes travel most efficiently. Also, global winds. How did Christopher Columbus get from Spain to America? Well, the Nina, the Pinta, Santa Maria are no source of power other than the wind in their sea. Now, sometimes sailors discover that the pattern of the wind is the same as the wind movement. This wind pattern helps the sailors to sail easily. It also rained nearly every afternoon. This windless rainy zone near the equator is called the doldrums. The doldrums sailors found little or no wind to move their sailing ships near the equator. It also helped them look at it again. Near the equator, the sun hits the air and causes it to rise, creating low pressure and little wind. The rising air then cools, causing rain. What are the doldrums? The sun, uneven heating on the air, the surface forms giant loop or cells of moving air. The heat, setting up belts of prevailing wind that distribute heat and moisture around the globe. Vestiges. About near 30 degrees north and south latitude, earth rotation deflects air from west to east. The United States trade winds, equatorial doldrum, polar air-slice doldrum. Along the equator, heating causes air to expand, creating a zone of low pressure, cloudy, rainy weather as shown here. develop almost every afternoon. Trade winds. Air warmed near the equator travels towards the pole, but generally cools and sinks. Deflect the surface of the wind. Like early sailors in ships. Ports, like the one above, relied on this wind. Polar estuaries. In the polar region, cold, dense air sinks and moves away from the pole. Surface wind. Air descending to earth near 30 degrees north and south. Latitude creates steady winds that blows in the tropical. Polar estuaries are found near the pole. Wind in the upper stratospheres blow from the southeast to the northeast. Wind in the outer troposphere, narrow belts of strong wind are inevitably changed. Wind called jet stream. Near the top of the troposphere. The polar jet streams forms at the boundary of cold, dry polar air is then changed. Jet pilots takes advantage of the jet stream. When flying eastwards, planes save time and fuel. Going west, plane flies at different altitudes to avoid the jet stream. Local wind system. Global wind system determines the major weather. If you live near a large body of water, you are familiar with two such wind systems, sea breeze and land system. Sea breeze. They are systems that are convection currents over areas where the land meets the sea, and the sea can cause winds. A sea breeze is created during the day. Solar radiation warms. Denser air over the water has a higher pressure and flows towards the warmer, less dense air. and wind blows from the sea towards the land. Land breezes. At night, land cools much more rapidly than ocean water. Denser air above the land moves over the water as the warm air over the water rises. Movement of air towards the water from the land is called land breeze. 505. This daily wind occurs because land heats up and cools off faster than water does. During night, cool air over the land moves towards the warmer air over the water, creating a land breeze. Comparing and contrasting. Compare and contrast. Sea breezes and land breezes. The heat is on. A plan. As a group, agree upon and write your hypothesis. 2. List the steps that you need to take to test your hypothesis. 3. Design. Design the data in your science journal for both parts of your experiments. The light is off and energy is released in the environment. Do. Make sure your teacher approves your plan and your data table before you start. Carry out the experiment as planned. During the experiment, record your observation and complete the data table in your science journal. Include the temperature in the soil. And the water in your measurements. Also compare heat release for water and soil. Include the temperature in your measurements for soil. Allow 15 minutes for each test. Song of the Sky Loon. Understanding literature, metaphor, science connection. Why do the words Mother Earth and Father Sky appear on either side and above and below the rest of the words? Why does the song use the image of a garment to describe Earth's atmosphere? This Native American player probably comes from the two-Tewa speaking Plubo village of San Juan, New Mexico. The poem is actually a chanted prayer used in the ceremonial ritual. Mother Earth, we are your children. With tired back, we bring you gift you love. Then weave for us a garment of brightness, its wrap, the white light of morning wet, the red light of evening, fringe the falling rain, it borders the standing rainbow. Thus weave for us a garment of brightness, so we may walk fitly where the bird sings, so we may walk fitly where grass is green. Mother Earth, Father Sky, a machine or device from which cloth is produced. Thread that runs lengthwise is a piece of cloth. Horizontal thread interlaced through the wrap in a piece of cloth. Why do the words Mother Earth and Father Sky appear in the side? As does the song use image of garments? Understanding literature. A metaphor is a figure of speech that compares seemingly unlike things. Unlike a smile, a metaphor does not usually use the connecting words like or as. For instance, in the song you just read, Father Sky is a loom. A loom is a machine or a device that weaves clothes. Yes. The song describes the relationship between earth, sky, as being a woven garment, lying in sources. Weave for us a garment of brightness, serve as metaphor for how Mother Earth and Father Sky together create an atmosphere in which their children or human can thrive. In this chapter, you learned about the composition of Earth, the atmosphere, the mountain, the sea, the proper balance between the amount of heat absorbed from the sun and the amount of heat that escapes back into space. You also learn that the water cycle and how water evaporates from the Earth's surface using metaphor instead of scientific facts. And Tewa songs convey to the reader how the relationship between earth and heaven is important to all living things. Career connection. Meteorologist Kim Perez is an on-air meteorologist for the Weather Channel, a national cable television network. She became interested in 1974. She witnessed the largest tornado on record. Ms. Perez, however, now broadcasts whether millions of people on earth, he doesn't care. Those models help us predict short-term and long-term weather conditions. Study guide. Reviewing main ideas. Earth's atmosphere is made up of mostly gases with some suspended, solid and liquid. The unique atmosphere allows life on Earth to exist. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers with different characteristics. The ozone layer protects Earth from too much ultraviolet radiation, which can be harmful. How do carbon molecules exist again? Energy transfer in the atmosphere. Energy receives its energy from the sun. Some of this energy is reflected back into space, and some is absorbed. From its disparity to Earth, small energy. Energy from the sun power the water cycle between the atmosphere and Earth's surface. Clouds form during which part of the water cycle? Complete the following cycle map. Cool vapor condenser. Energy from the sun evaporates water. Vocabulary review. Chlorofluorocarbon, condensation, conduction, convection, Coriolis effect, hydrosphere, ionosphere, jet stream, land breeze, radiation, troposphere, ultraviolet radiation. Drawing conclusion. Forming hypothesis. Identifying manipulated variable and control. Recognizing cause and effects. Drawing conclusions. In an experiment, a student measures just half of what he needed. Drawing forming hypothesis, he did every other thing accurately, and he came at the right result. Why? Well, each layer of Earth's atmosphere has a unique composition and temperature. The 4 layers are shown. Weather. It's summer and you've gone to your aunt's house in the country. You are playing baseball with your cousins, getting ready to bat. When suddenly you feel a strange sensation. The hot, humid air has suddenly turned cooler. Why? Somebody just opened the earth. To the east, tall Akan are proudly acknowledging clouds. What do you think? Science journal. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Below with the classmates. Discuss what this might happen or not if he catches up with us. Art can eat run one day and be sunny the next. Powered by heat from the sun. The air that surrounds you, stale and sweet. And if you're not part of it, you're not supposed to be that back. What catches flame and goes where the water comes from. Demonstrate how rain forms. Warning, boiling water. Skin can boil your hands and it can also overcool your hands. What is weather? Weather factors. It might seem like to talk. Weather factors, it might seem like to talk to you, but for farmers, truck drivers, pilots, and construction workers. It is quite different. Weather refers to the states. The states weather can have a huge impact on livelihood. Even professional athletes, especially golfers, follow weather pattern closely. You can describe what happens in different kind of weather, but can you explain how it happens? Weather refers to the state of the atmosphere at a specific time or place. At the stage, weather refers to the atmosphere of a specific time and space. Weather describes conditions such as air pressure, wind, temperature, the amount of moisture in the air. The sun provides almost all the air energy. So what have we studied of so far? The sun we've studied of. Is it enough for us to push? Energy from the sun evaporates water into the atmosphere where it is clouded. Eventually, the water falls back into the puddle. The sun provides all the much needed nutrients and energy. What is your work on? Energy from the sun almost provide all your energy. So, what is your work on? However, the sun does more than evaporate water. It also have heat energy. It is this heat energy we use as volunteer. People that would have gone home, where are we seeing that? Humility. Heat evaporates water into the atmosphere. Where does the water go? Water vapor molecule present in the air is called humidity. Air doesn't always contain the same amount of water, but usually after our research and making things easier, then when it feels too humid, weather forecasters repeat the amount of moisture in the air as relative humidity. Relative humidity is a measure of the amount of water vapor present in the air compared to the amount needed for saturation at a specific temperature. If you hear a weather forecaster say that the relative humidity is 50%, it means that the air contains 50% of the water needed for the air to be saturated. As shown in figure 4, air is 25% saturated when it contains 22 grams of water vapor per cubic meter of air. So, very vapor humidity forming circles. Why are there doors in the sky? Cloud form a wall door, a door. Yes. It's facing open, exposed and closed. Shows several ways that one moist air form cloud. As the air cools, the amount of water needed for the saturation decreases and relatively humidity increases. When the humidity reaches 100%, the air is saturated. The water vapor soon begins to condense and the water projects are on the way. In the plan, No, I can't even do anything. Oh. Can we get a few minutes of break? It's not possible because of Guinness. Then, shape. The three main cloud type: the statues, cucumbers, and cirrus. Stratus cloud form, layer, or smooth even shape in the business. When the hair is cool, it is due point when I needed a form. As shown in 416, cumulus clouds are masses of puffy white cloud, often with flat bases. They sometimes tower to get higher and can be associated with fair weather or thunderstorm. They are high within white feathering cloud and they can help themselves. Cumulus clouds are masses to puffy white cloud. Height. Some prefix of cloud names describes the height of the cloud base. The prefix Sirius. Arto describe the medium base. Some cloud names combine the altitude prefix with the term stratus or cumulus. Cirrostratus cloud, a high cloud, height of the base. Cirrostratus cloud are high. Usually, it indicates fair weather, but also can signal an approaching storm. Autostratus cloud form at high level. If the clouds are not too thick, sunlight can filter through them. Fog surround the Golden Gates and British San Francisco. Bridge is a stratus cloud near the ground. Figure 8. Water vapor. In collection or water vapor in air collects on particles to form water droplets or ice crystals. The type of precipitation that is received on the ground depends on the temperature of the water. When air is warm, water vapor forms raindrop that falls as rain. When the air is cool, water vapor forms snowflakes. Rain or snow producing clouds. Clouds associated with rain or snow often have the word nimbus attached to them. The term nimbus is Latin for dark cloud, and that is good description because the water content in this cloud is so high that I've been doing one thing for the past 1 week. which is reading. So reading, I'm reading my head up. I can't go and sleep. Unless I'm so exhausted that I told them at that point, I said, just allow me to it, I'm sleeping. And that's what I'll be sweet. But I will stand up, walk outside, go, I sleep it gone. Precipitation. Water vapor falling from the cloud is precipitation. Precipitation occurs when the cloud droplets combines and grow large enough to fall to earth. The cloud droplet forms around the particles are such that they don't even know what we are doing. Precipitation gives us the power to be able to choose what we want and assimilate it. You may have noticed the raindrop are not the same size. The size of raindrop determines on several factors. One factor is the length or size of raindrop. A little rain, a little snowball, and poverty will come like a thief at night. Water falling from precipitation can give me whatever it is we want. The rate of evaporation as a drop of precipitation is something else. They can completely evaporate. Raindrops can be reduced or they can be completely evaporated. Before reaching the ground, air temperature determines whether the water precipitation of rain water is very large and Here is precipitation in the form of lumps of ice. Here formed in the cumulonimbus cloud of a thunderstorm when water freezes in layers around the small molecule of ice. These storms very level as they stir up and dead, rising and falling in the air. Most hailstones are small and carbon concentrated and very larger than the surface. Before forms of precipitation, haze reduces the rest, then is immediately exploding if wind blows during a hailstorm. Falling hailstones can break windows and destroy crops. If you are affected by the storm, you will come back and the water in. If you can begin to understand where the stone is coming from, you will already be happy that anyway you go. The area in the corner which is still behind the door, are trees, which are rare, and then going atmosphere determines the type of precipitation you provide. Weather patterns, weather changes. When you leave for school in the morning, the weather might be different from what it was when you were in the school in the evening. afternoon, because of the movement of the hair and moisture in the afternoon. Hair masses. An hair mass is a large body of hair that has properties similar to the parts of head and surface over which it is developed. For example, an hair mass that develops over land is dry, compared with the one that develops over the water. An hair mass that develops in the tropics is warmer than the one that develops over the northern region. An hair mass that can cover thousands of square kilometers when you observe a change in the weather. This is due to what he said. It shows in hair mass of killer. An hair mass from anyone that we know. Areas associated with hair mass. Into a low pressure area in the northern hemisphere. Earth rotation. Earth rotation causes this wind to swell in a counterclockwise direction. Large swing associated with cyclones, cirrus, and stormy weather. How do you know if something is a cyclone? When you leave for school in the morning, the weather might be different from when you go back home in the evening. This might be because of the movement of air from different particles, or for support of the vision and the dream. Hair mass is a large body mass of hair that has property similar to Earth's surface, in which you have been told you have a complete share in. Hair mass. Physics integration. Physics integration supply pressure for atmospheric air. It is a very unique and simple enterprise of hair purchase. Reports. Associated with stormy weather. How the wind moves in a circle. Wind blow from center of a high pressure earth rotation caused by this. It is easier if it gets blown from there. Earth's rotation causes the wind to spiral out of control even before it is asked for the control. Northern Hemisphere. High pressure areas are associated with hemisphere balance and rotation. Variation. It is atmospheric pressure points that has you moving for variation even before you have what you want to go for. Air pressure is measured using a barometer, but there is no barometer in this facility. Wind blows away from the center. A high level of pressure, earth rotation, causes this wind to spiral out of control. Clockwise, it is in the northern hemisphere, high pressure areas that makes one unable to synchronate with movement. Measured using a barometer, associated baron. Variation in the time of the baron was said to be in the atmospheric pressure. Applied weather. Low pressure system. Low pressure system at Earth's surface, a region of rising air. In section 1, as it was said, if you learned that the cloud from where you came was a bit lifted, like in the higher one, I like to use my mean for some mini shots. Areas of low pressure usually have cloud weather, sinking motion, a high pressure. This water is my business. And to drive motion in, I'll be very, very happy for this font. A boundary between two head masses of different density, moisture, or temperature is called a font. If you have seen a font before, you would have seen a weather and calling it a ship. Cold and warm weather. A cold front shows on the front that the front is cold. Wait, it's not good. The front is the air that wishes at warm air and lying colded when the temperature difference between the warm front form the lighter warmer air over heavier colder air. A warm air is drawn whether they like it or not. Occluded and stationary front. And this is what they want. Cool, warm, occupied and stationary front occur at the boundaries of each cloudiness and precipitation. A cold air can advance directly to your face, or it can come here. Warm air slides cover cold air in long warm front forming a boundary with a gentle up in your dream. A stationary front results when neither cold air nor warm air advances. Severe weather. Despite the weather, you usually can do your daily activities. If it is raining, you are still to go to school. You can still get there, even if it snows a little. However, some weather conditions, such as those caused by thunderstorms, tornadoes, and blizzard, prevent you from going about your normal routine. Severe weather poses danger to people, structures, and animals. Thunderstorms. In a thunderstorms, heavy rainfall, lightning, flashes, thunder throw, and hail might fall. What causes such extreme weather conditions? Thunderstorms occur in warm, moist air masses and along front most can be forced upward where it cools and condensation occur, forming circumluminous cloud that can reach height of 18 kilometers, like the water droplet or crystal. Smaller drop form a larger one, and the droplet falls through the clouds. Earth grow larger. Raindrops cool the air around them. This is cool, dense, rest and sink overhead surface. Sinking rain cooled air and strong updraft. Warmer air cause the strong wind association with thunderstorm. Hail also may form as ice crystal, alternately fall to warmer layers and are lifted into colder layers by the strong updraft inside cumulonimbus cloud. Thunderstorm damage. Sometimes thunderstorm can stay over a region, causing rain to fall heavily for a period of time. Wind stream cannot contain all the water running into them. Flash flooding can occur. Flash floods can be dangerous because they occur with little warning. Strong wind generated by thunderstorm can be cause damage if a thunderstorm is accompanied by wind traveling faster than 89 km/h. It is classified as a severe thunderstorm. Hail from a thunderstorm can either stop or raise streams from house. Although hail from thunderstorm usually they are not in the road. I don't know. Lightning can occur in several ways. To find out about types of lightning, see the lightning field guide at the back of the book. Tall cumulonimbus cloud may form quickly as warm moist air rapidly rises. Lightning and thunder. What are lightnings and thunders? Inside a storm cloud, warm air is lifted rapidly as cooler air sinks. This movement of air can cause different parts of a cloud to become oppositely charged. Wind current flow between regions of opposite electrical charge, lightning flashes, lightning flashes, light charge as shown in figure 13 can occur within a cloud between and within the cloud ground. Thunder results have the rapid heating of air around the bolts of lightning. Lightning can reach temperature of about 30,000 degrees Celsius, which is more than 5 times the temperature of the surface of the sun. This extreme heat causes air around the surface of the sun to move, and it makes us the rapid movement of the molecule from sound waves heard as thunder. Tornadoes. Some of the most severe thunderstorms produce tornadoes. A tornado is a violent whirlwind that moves in a narrow path over land. In severe thunderstorm, wind at different heights blows in different directions at different speed. This difference in wind speed and direction, called wind shear, creates a rotating column to the ground. A thunderstorm updraft can tilt the rotating column upward into the thunderstorm from creating cloud. If the former comes into contact with the Earth's surface, it is called a tornado. What causes a tornado to form? A tornado, destructive wind, can rip apart buildings and uproot trees. High wind can blow through broken windows. When wind blows inside, they can lift off and lift in myself. When I'm there, I don't feel so alone and locked out of the world. Visualizing tornado, hurricanes. Some scientists hypothesize that Earth's ocean temperature are increasing due to global warming. In your science journal, predict what might happen to the strength of hurricane if Earth's ocean become warmer. In this hurricane cross-section, the small red arrow indicates rising warm moist air. This air forms cumulus and cumulus cloud in band around the eye. The green arrow indicates cool, dry air seeking in the eye and between the cloud bands. Hurricanes. The most powerful storm, that is the hurricane. A hurricane illustrates in figure 15. Swing low pressure system that forms over the warm Atlantic Ocean. It is like a machine that turns heat energy from the ocean into wind. A storm must have winds of at least 119 km/h to be called a hurricane. Similar storms are called typhoons in the Pacific Ocean and cyclone in the Indian Ocean. Hurricanes are similar to low-pressure systems on land, but they are much stronger in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Low pressure sometimes develops near the equator. In the northern hemisphere, wind around this low pressure begin rotating counterclockwise. The strongest hurricane affecting North America usually begin as a low-pressure system for west of Africa. Stirred by surface wind, this storm can travel west, gaining strength from the heat and moisture of warm water. When a hurricane strikes lands, high winds, tornadoes, heavy rain, and high waves can cause a lot of damage. Floods from the heavy rain can cause additional damage. Hurricane weather can destroy crops, demolish buildings, and kill people and other animals. As long as hurricane is over water, the warm, moist air rises and provide energy for the storm. When a hurricane reaches land, however, its supply of energy disappears and the storm loses power. Blizzards. Severe storms can also occur in the water. If you live in the northern United States, you may have awakened from a winter night's sleep to a cold, howling wind and blowing storm. Like the storm in Figure 16, the National Weather Service classified a winter storm as a blizzard. If the wind at 56 km per hour, the temperature is low, the visibility is less than 400 meters in falling or blowing snow, and if these conditions persist for 3 hours or more, severe weather safety, when severe weather threatens the National Weather Service issues is watch or warning. Watches are issued when conditions are favorable for several thunderstorms, tornadoes, dust flood blizzards, and hurricanes. During a watch, stay tuned to a radio or television station reporting the weather when a warning is issued. Several weather conditions already exist. You should take medical action during a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning, like shelter in a basement or a room full in the middle of the house, away from windows. When a hurricane or flood watch is issued, to be prepared to leave your home and move further inland. Blizzard can be blinding and have dangerously low temperature with high wind. During a blizzard, stay indoors. Spending too much time outside can result in severe frostbite. Blizzard can be extremely dangerous because of their high wind, low temperature, and poor visibility. Section 2. Why is it fair weather common during pressure period? How does the cold that forms wind get to be known so easily? What is the difference between a watch and a warning? How can you keep safe during a tornado warning? Think critically. Explain why some fronts produce stronger storm than others. Skill builder activities. Weather forecast. Weather observations. You can determine current weather condition by checking the thermometer and looking to see whether clouds are in the sky. You know when it is raining, you have a general idea of the weather because you're familiar with typical weather where you live. If you live in Florida, you don't expect snow in the forecast. If you live in Maine, you assume it will snow every winter. What weather concern do you have in your region? A meteorologist, it is a person who studied the weather. Meteorologist takes measurement of temperature, air pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation. Computer, water, and satellites. An eastover is a line drawn to connect points of equal atmospheric pressure. You can tell how fast a wind is blowing in an area by noting how close the isobars are placed. Isobars that are close together indicate a large pressure difference over a small area. Large pressure difference. Isobars also indicate the location of high and low pressure area. Measuring rain procedures. You need a straight-sided container such as soup or coffee can. Dot tape and a ruler. Tape the ruler to the inner wall for the composition. Measure the amount of water in your container after a rain. Continue to take measurements for a week. What was the average daily rainfall? Use containers with straight sides.
meteorologist. This is a series of symbols to provide a picture of local and natural weather conditions. With what you know, can you interpret weather information from weather map symbol? What should we investigate? How do you read a weather map? Materials, handless, weather map symbols, appendix, figure 19. Goal. Learn how to read a weather map. Use information from a station model and a weather map to forecast and to weather. Procedure. Use the information provided in the question below and the weather map symbol appendix to know how to read a weather map. Find the station model on the map for Portland, Oregon, and Miami, Florida, and temperature at each location. Looking at placement of the ice covers. Pretend you are a meteorologist for a local TV news station. Make a poster of your weather data and present a weather forecast to your class. Measuring wind speed. When you watch gusts of wind blow leaves down the street, you wonder how fast the wind is moving. For centuries, people could only guess at wind speed. But in 1805, Admiral Barefoot, the British Navy, presented a method for estimating wind. Meteorologists use a simple instrument called a manometer to measure wind speed. Recognize the problem. How could you use simple material to invent an instrument or system for measuring wind speed? Thinking critically. What observation do you use to estimate the speed of the wind? Goals. Invent an instrument or a device system for measuring wind speed. Using common materials. Devise a method for using your invention or system to compare different wind speed. Possible materials: paper, scissors, confetti, grass clipping, metal stick, measuring tape, alternate materials, and data source. Refer to section 1 for more information about anemometers and other wind speed instruments. Consult the data Table for information about Bradford wind speed scale. Scan the list of possible materials and choose the materials you will need to devise your system. A system to measure different wind speed. Be certain the material you use are light enough to be moved by slight breeze. Describe your plan to your teacher. Provide a sketch of your instrument or your system and ask your teacher how you might improve its designs. 2. Present your ideas for measuring wind speed to the class in the form of diagram or posters. Ask your classmates to suggest improvements in your designs that will make your system more accurate or easier to use. Cloud seeding is an inexact science method. Animals' votes. Meanwhile, several states away, another person or woman is doing a cloud seeding. Meanwhile, several states away, another farmer is listening to the weather report, calling for another week of rain.
Our crops are getting so water that soak. They are beginning to rot. Weather. Scientists can find a way to better control it. The answer is not exactly. Scientists have been experimenting, but nothing really works. Cloud seeding is one attempt. It uses technology to enhance the naturally formed process. Cloud seeding, in one such attempt, uses technology to enhance the natural rainfall processes. The idea has been used to create rain when need be to reduce rain. Some people see a cloud by a plane above it and releasing high wind type fluid with chemical. Another method is to spray a chemical that can be carried into the cloud by air currents. Section 1. Here is weather. What is weather? Reviewing main weather and main item. What are we doing? What are we saying? What are we going to do? What are we going to say? We are who we are for what we are, and we understand what that means. No more water vapor can be present in the warm air than in cold air.
Water vapor condenses air when the dew point is reached. Clouds are formed when warm moist air rises and cools to its dew point. Rain, hail, sleet, and snow are types of precipitation that causes hail to form during severe um, during severe preparation. Section 2, weather pattern. Hurricanes. Hurricanes are blizzards. Hurricanes are blizzards that are large, severe storm with storm wind. Why does a hurricane shows that it moves over the land? Section 2. Meteorologists use information over the radar, satellites, computers, and other weather instruments to make weather map and forecast. Symbols on a station model indicate the weather at a particular location. What is dew point temperature on the station model shown here? Weather maps include information about temperature and air pressure. Section 2. Weather patterns. Fronts form when air masses with different characteristics such as temperature, moisture, density meet. Types of fronts include rows, warm, occultated fronts, and stationary fronts. High atmospheric pressure surface usually mean good weather, and stormy weather is more low pressure. Tornadoes can be intense when windstorm that can result from the wind shears inside a thunderstorm. Hurricanes and blizzards are large, severe storms with strong wind. Why does an hurricane show below low strength as it moves over the land? Section 3. Weather forecast. Meteorologists use information from radar, rain, hail, sleet, and snow are type of precipitation. What causes hail to form during severe thunderstorm? Complete the following concept map about air temperature, water vapor, and pressure. To help you review facts about weather, use the foldable you have made at the beginning of the chapter. Skills, reading and study, foldables. Air mass, blizzards, dew point, fogs, fronts, humidity, hurricane, isobar, isotherm, meteorologists, precipitation, relative humidity, station model, tornado, weather. Explain the difference between the vocabulary words in each of the following set: air mass, front, humidity, relative humidity, dew point. Air near Earth's surface. Temperature, colder. At temperature, has, is, less dense, more water vapor. High pressure, has, holds. Interpreting scientific illustrations. Interpreting scientific illustrations. Use the cloud descriptions in the cloud feed guide.
At the back of the fragile book to describe the weather at your location today. Then, try to predict tomorrow. Weather concept mapping. Complete the sequence map below showing how precipitation form. Test practice. Hurricanes are related on the scale based of their wind speed and barometric pressure. The table below is the least hurricane category by the wind and pressure of the storm. Air crux. Precipitation occurs. Earth's surface. And contrasting. Design. Category: wind speed, barometric pressure, millibars. Thinking critically, developing skills, comparing and contrasting, observing and inferring. Climate. What do you think? Science Journal. Before you read, making a classified studying fold makes the following foldable to help you organize objects or events into the group based on their common features. Observe. Track the climate of the world. Obtain a world atlas globe or large classroom map. Select several cities from as many different parts of the world as possible. Record the longitude and latitude of your city. Note, if you are near mountains or an ocean, research the average temperature of your cities. In what months are they hottest, coldest? What is the average yearly rainfall? What kind of plants and animals lives in the region? Record your findings. Compare your findings with those of the rest of your class. Can you see any relationship between latitude and climate? The cities near an ocean or a mountain range have different climatic characteristics. Observe. As you read this chapter, keep track of the daily weather condition in your cities. Are these representatives of the kind of climate your cities are supposed to have? Suggest reasons why day-to-day weather conditions may vary. Thank you. What is climate? Climate. If you want that through tropical rainforest, you would see beautiful plants flowering in shades of pinks and purple beneath a canopy of towering trees. A variety of exotic birds and other animals would dart along the trees and cross the ocean floor. The second of singing bird croaking would surround you. All the temperature and abundant rainfall, as long as it does not stop you from doing what you are doing. It determines what type of plants and animals that can survive to influence how you people move. Climate is determined by averaging the weather of the region over a period over 30 years of days, sunshine, and factors that make climate like a region inside land defense, ocean, and ocean currents. Latitude and climates. Latitude, as you can see in figure 1 region close to the equator, receive the most solar radiation for distance north or south of the equator. Compare sitting, the tropics, the region between latitudes and longitude, receive the most solar radiation because the sun shines almost directly. The tropics have temperature that are always hot except at high elevation. The polar zone extends from 66.5 degrees north and 66.5 degrees south latitude to the pole. Solar radiation hits these zones at low angle, spreading energy over a large area. During winter, polar region receive little or no solar radiation. Polar regions are never warm. Between the tropics and the polar zone are the temperate zone. Temperature here are moderate. Most of the states is in temperate zone. Other factors. In addition to the general climate divisions of polar, temperate, and tropical natural features, such as large bodies of water, ocean, currents, mountains, affect climate within each water ocean. Large cities also change weather patterns and affect the local climate. Large bodies of waters. If you live or you have vacation near an ocean, you may have noticed that the water heats up and cools down more often than you realize. Slowly than land does. This is because it takes a lot of more heat and increase the temperature of water than it takes to increase the temperature of land. In addition, must give up more heat than land does for it to cool. Large bodies of water can affect coastal area by absorbing or giving off heat. This causes many coastal regions to be warmer in the area and cooler in the summer. Similar latitudes, look at them again. You can see the fact and effect of the ocean on climate by pairing the average temperature in a coastal dry and located at 37 degree north latitude. This map shows average daily temperature in 4 cities during January and July. It also shows average yearly precipitation. Observing solar radiation, mini lab. Procedure: darken the room. I'll be going for a short break. Thank you very much.
Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The The founding fathers have labored, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new